turned into a circus that took a...
Look at the man trying to get my ice cream. What you doing? What's up? Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna let you know right now, if you hear something that sounds like an animal, that's just my brother. So before we get started, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Please subscribe so we can hit 5K. But anyways, title of the video today, I guess you learn something new every day. Without further ado, let's get to this video, man. That's clean, I can't even lie to you.
I know as of lately, I've been doing a lot of conspiracy type videos, which are definitely fun to make, but for today,
I want to react to this one. We're doing that one after this one.
Facts, just to mix it up a little bit. If that sounds good to you, then stick around and enjoy the video.
Jordan.
When it comes to the Toronto Raptors, their fans never hesitate to let us know how proud they are of their geographic location, We the North. We see the slogan virtually everywhere when we tune into a Raptors game, whether it's on a t-shirt or even the court itself.
They're not good no more, so we don't see none of them. We only see them on TV.
Once again, you can tell that they're
one Kawhi left, that was pretty much it.
Self-proclaimed slogan, but I'ma respectfully give them a reality check. You see, if we were to take an overview look at the map, Portland is more geographically north than Toronto, which means that the Trailblazers actually deserve that title. In fact, after the Blazers beat the Raptors in a regular season game in late 2014, they took the time to point this out. Quote, technically, we the North too. Also, the Minnesota Timberwolves decided to rain on their parade as well.
We the North too.
Oh, so you're just gonna forget about us? And let's not forget that the Seattle Supersonics and the Vancouver Grizzlies would have also easily qualified if they were still in existence. So it's crazy to think that at one point, the Toronto Raptors were just the 5th most northern team in the NBA. But at least they are still the most northern team in the Eastern Conference.
They start getting technical with it. Nah, y'all ain't the North, we the North.
Consider changing their slogan to We the Northeast. I don't know about you guys, but I find this to be a very interesting misconception. We all know that Mark Cuban says a lot of things that sometimes get him into trouble.
He got a problem with Skip.
But this particular punishment might have been the most unusual. Back in 2002, Cuban had some harsh words for Ed Rush, who was the NBA director of officiating at the time. Quote, Ed Rush might have been a great ref, but he wouldn't even be able to manage a Dairy Queen. Now here's where things get interesting. Dairy Queen was apparently offended by this.
Rightfully so. Hey, you ain't just gonna talk about this like this.
Subsequently, they invited Cuban to manage an actual Dairy Queen for one day. And of course, he did not back down and went ahead and accepted the challenge and worked for a whole day at a Dairy Queen.
I wonder how that went.
We're now officially open for business. Only working a couple hours, but we are paying $8 an hour.
Mark, how do you explain all this?
I have no idea. Those people have jobs.
There was a massive line outside.
Ah, they did him dirty. I bet you it would. See, he probably could have done it if he wasn't Mark Cuban. Since he was there, you know, everybody had to come and show up just to see if this was like legit. They had the news there and everything. So he got set up.
It was complete pandemonium, but he ultimately fulfilled his duty like a champ and lasted the entire day. He said it was a great experience and he was glad he did it.
I got fined $500,000 for saying the guy who ran the officiating group couldn't run a Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen come back and say, how can you insult us like that? You couldn't manage a Dairy Queen and we challenge you to do it. All of a sudden, there was, traffic jams and a line a mile and a half long for me to serve him ice cream, and then there was helicopters up above.
See, if it wasn't Mark, if he wasn't such a big name or famous, it would have been that crazy. He probably could have done it. But since it's Mark Cuban, everybody was waiting just to see that. Just to be a part of that.
It's no secret.
I would have been mad. Get my ice cream. Imagine playing with it in front of me. I would have been pissed.
Bob, it's turned into a circus that took on.
Look at the man trying to get my ice cream. What you doing? that man was low key getting mad.
That Twitter is one of the most popular social media.
That man gonna be playing with this man ice cream
there are
like
millions of active users on it every day, and they have one of the most recognizable logos of all time.
Yep.
But do people even know that the blue Twitter bird actually has a name, which happens to be Larry the Bird? Now, any wild
Larry the
guesses
Bird,
as to whom it is named after? Well, all you have to do is take away the.
That's
and
not
you'll get
named.
the answer. That's right. The blue bird is called.
I call Cap here. There's no way.
Larry the Bird.
Who was the
to the NBA legend?
No
Larry
way.
Bird. And that's because one of the co-founders of Twitter, Biz Stone, is from Boston.
Do you know for who it's named? The Twitter Bluebird. No one knew. I did not. So of course, they turned
Larry
to Google.
Bird?
Google says it's Larry Bird.
What?
They were surprised the Bluebird is in honor of Pacers Larry Bird, the co-founder.
Is this real? I think this Cap, man.
Twitter is from
It's
Boston.
it's at
where
ABC
Bird was
though.
king with the Celtics.
Now it all makes sense. Who knew that after all this time, Larry Bird had an interesting connection to Twitter?
But I would have got some of that Twitter money. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You try to use mine, it's named after me. I want a little portion of that.
When I was growing up, I would always argue to my friends that basketball is.
I'm not gonna. I remember this video or this movie. I watched this when I was little. This was low key scary for kids. I'm not even
Without
gonna
a doubt,
cap.
the greatest sport on earth. And one of my main points, I would say, is because it's the most fast-paced sport there is.
I
Just
bet
think about it. Pretty much in
There's a
every
more
other
fast-paced
sport, they
sport.
stop and celebrate after every score. Football, baseball,
I'm sure there's a more fast paced.
soccer,
I'm sure.
hockey.
Soccer be getting live. I wish I understood soccer. I be playing FIFA though.
You name it. But basketball, on the other hand, they don't waste any time getting to the next possession. Just that alone makes basketball so much better to
There's
watch.
gotta be a more
But
fast-paced
did you know
sport.
that it wasn't always like that? They actually used to have a jump ball after
Every
made
bucket?
basket,
Yeah,
no
I
matter
knew it.
what. Prior to 1938, a jump ball would take place after every single field goal was.
Imagine if like you got Wilt and you score every time he scored, you do a jump ball. The other team would never get the ball. Like let that sink in. After every bucket, if they scored, Wilt would go and jump. He tip it to you, you throw it to him, he score. Man, the other team legit would not ever touch the ball ever that whole game.
But then they
I
started
would've
to
been
realize
mad.
that having a jump ball situation after every goal slowed the game down considerably. So in 1938, the rule changed so
Ooh,
that
that was
the
a
team
nice
that
pass.
was just scored on would receive possession of the ball in an attempt to make the game more fluid. They implemented a system where a jump ball would only happen at the beginning of the game and/or when the referees can't agree on a call. And thank God they did, because the final few minutes of the game is already dreadfully long enough.
And we just brought a great game to a grinding halt for a 12-minute review. What NBA fan wants that? No one. If the game's for the fans, can we please speed it up?
So imagine a jump ball after every basket on top of that. That would get pretty annoying very quickly. Plus, the fact that the team with the taller or more gifted jump.
That's what I'm saying. If Wilt were playing then, the other team would never ever touch the ball ever that whole game. I don't think any team would ever touch the ball against Wilt and them. I wouldn't even play if we got Wilt tonight. I'm sitting, my knee hurt. I'm not playing.
Would have the
I'll fake an
advantage
injury
every
before I
time.
play.
So I'm glad
That'd be
they
the
got
most
rid of
boring.
that.
I'd lose it.
Just the other day, I randomly came
I would've
across
hit him with a
something kind of
flagrant.
surprising. Did you know that Dikembe Mutombo was an all-star as a rookie? That's pretty crazy
Wait,
in
for
and of
real?
itself. But what's even crazier is the fact that despite him being an all-star as a rookie, he actually did not win the Rookie of the Year award. That went to Larry Johnson. How
Make that make sense. That don't make no sense. That make oh wait it do. I take that back. Well, he's in the East. Yeah, that makes sense.
In the world, can you be good enough as a rookie
That makes
to
sense.
make the All-Star team, but not be good enough to
That
win
makes
Rookie of
sense.
the Year? And perhaps the most confusing part is the fact that Larry Johnson, who once again was the player who stole the award from him, didn't even make the All-Star team himself.
He was on the
same thing
East.
happened with Yao Ming and Amari Stoudemire. In fact, though
That
it's
makes
now
sense.
relatively rare, believe it or not, there actually is a rich history of rookies to make the All-Star team. A whopping 45 rookies to be
What?
exact, dating all the way back to 1951. And out of those 45 rookie All-Stars,
Go up.
16 of them actually did not end up winning the Rookie of
That's
the
a
Year.
lot.
Once again, it's crazy that just because you happen to be an All-Star your
It's 'cause
rookie
of the
year doesn't
conference,
guarantee you
yeah.
the Rookie of the Year
It's if you're in the
award
East or
like you think
West.
it would. Even if the player who
It
ended up
makes
winning
sense.
it over you wasn't even an All-Star themselves.
That makes sense.
Now only
That
the
that makes sense because what's it called? They're in two different conferences. Because now they do, yes, it's East and West, but you get to pick or whatever. But still, and they're different positions. Because you got to have a certain amount of centers, certain amount of, like, guards. So, hey, it makes sense.
core
I get it.
Trailblazers fans might have noticed this minor detail, or lack thereof. For many years, it always kind of bothered me that the Blazers jerseys never ever had the word trail on them. I've always wondered why, and I think it'll be pretty cool to include it one of these days.
I thought one of them
Throughout
did.
the years, getting all the way back to 1970, they've always seemed to just have the word Blazers on
I
their
coulda swore
uniform.
one of
Trust
them
me,
had it.
I've tried looking for anything with trail on it, but I didn't have any luck.
I thought the
So
one
I
like they had
believe
like that
Portland
had it.
is the only team in history to not have their full entire name on their jerseys. Sure, we've seen some other teams use abbreviations themselves, like the Wolves, Cats, Cavs, and Mavs. But obviously, all of them have also displayed their full name as well. Hell, even the Sixers have had 70 on one of their jerseys, for crying out loud. Okay, maybe the Supersonics are the only other team to not ever put their entire name on theirs, but still, it drives me crazy because as a Blazers fan myself, I would love to see our entire name
That's
on our
crazy.
jerseys. And if the problem is that putting Trailblazers might be a little too long,
See, I could have swore that it was something like that, but on the old ones, like the 70s ones.
then just stack them on top of each other or something. That definitely works for me. Alright guys, so I hope you
What?
learned something new today,
I did not
which
know that.
was the goal all along. Let me know if you enjoyed the video down in the comments
What
below.
the heck?
And
I
of
did not
course,
know
don't
that.
forget to like and subscribe.
I could have swore, man, they had the Trailblaze. I could have sworn to the jersey like that, man.
Thanks for watching.
Well, that's it for the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. And we out.